Hello 7th graders, this is Miss White and today we're doing lesson 19, unknown area problems on the coordinate plane. We are going to go ahead and start with our example here of the area of a parallelogram. The coordinate plane below shows figure P right here, the parallelogram, and it is A, B, C, and D is connected back to A. A. Write the ordered pairs of each of the vertices next to the vertex points. By looking at our parallelogram here, what A is asking is to find the coordinates. So here I have the coordinate for A, and I'm going to go ahead and write my parentheses, and I know that when I start at 0, 0, which is right here, the origin, that for my x-axis I have to go 1, 2, 3 over. So now I know that my x is -3. Then for my y, I go down 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I know my y is -4. And so now I know that the coordinate for A is -3, -4. For B, it is going to be 0, 2. C is going to be 5, 2. And for D is going to be 2, -4. So now we have completed A. We don't need to write anything underneath of it because we just labeled the coordinates next to A, B, C, and D. So B says, draw a rectangle surrounding figure P that has vertex points of AC. Label the two triangles in the figure as S and T. So what that means is I'm going to take a different color here, and it wants us to make a triangle from A and from C. And again, it wants us to label the two triangles S and T. All right, now we've completed B, so we can move on to C. C says find the area of the rectangle. And what rectangle it's referring to is this one, even when we added our triangles to it. So to find the area of a rectangle, we have to have the base times the height. Okay, it's the same thing as even doing length times width. So our base here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to substitute 8 in for B, times H, which is our height, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we know that our area is 8 times 6, and that's going to give us 48. So because we don't really know what the units are, we're going to need to use square units. Now let's find the area of these triangles. What we can recognize about these triangles first is that they are the same size. I see that they have the same base, which is 3, and they have the same height, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So essentially they're going to be using the same equation. Again, I know that for figure S and figure T, those triangles, that our base for both equals 3 units and our height equals 6 units. When looking at these triangles above, triangles are half of a rectangle or half of a square depending on what kind of shape that you're using. And so when we solve this, we're going to multiply our base and our height here to get the area of the rectangle and divide it by 2 to get the area of a triangle. So to get the area of a triangle, we're going to have base times height divided by 2. Another way you could solve this is that we could take the area of the triangle and multiply 1/2, because a triangle is 1/2 of a rectangle or a square, times base times height. Okay, either or would work. I'm going to stick with area equals base times height divided by 2. So here I know that my base is going to be 3. So I'm going to substitute 3 in for B, 6 in for H, and I'm dividing it by 2. So 3 times 6 is going to give me 18 divided by 2, and 18 divided by 2 is going to give me 9. So I'm going to have 9 square units for my triangles. All right, let's flip at the next page and we're going to look at E. It says use these areas to find the area of the parallelogram A, B, C, and D. To find the area of our parallelogram, we are going to have area of our parallelogram equals the area of the rectangle minus the area of S, which is one of our triangles, and minus the area of T, which is our other triangle. So we know that the total area of our rectangle was 48, and then we're going to minus it by the area of our triangles. So we have the area of S, which was 9, minus the other area of T, which was 9. So when I have 48 minus 9, I'm going to get 39, minus 9 is going to give me 30. So now I know that my parallelogram is 30 square units. Let's move on to the next page to do examples 1 and 2. So here we have a triangle and we want to find the area of this triangle. Again, on the last page I told you the formulas for our triangle could be area equals base times height divided by 2, or 1/2 times base times height. And the last problem, I did this formula here, and for this problem I'm giving you an example for this. So here I need to have my area of my triangle, which I already know I'm going to multiply something by 1/2. Now I need to find my base. So to find my base, I need to count how many units are in my base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now I have times 7. And then for my height, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's go ahead and multiply all of our values here. So now I have 1 times 7 times 4, which is going to give me 28, because I know that 7 times 4 is 28, and then 2 times 1 is going to give me 2. 28 over 2 is going to give me 14. Great, let's move on to number 2. Number 2 says find the area of the quadrilateral A, B, C, D in 2 different ways. And actually, we're only going to solve this one way. So by looking at this, I can see, okay, I can make a rectangle by closing off to make my triangles over here. So here are my 2 triangles. I have A, B, and I have C and D. Okay, now let's go ahead and find the area of our rectangle. So the area of our rectangle is going to equal base times height. So for this problem, I'm going to substitute 2 in for B because my base is 1, 2. And then my height is going to be 5. So I know that 2 times 5 is going to give me 10 square units. Now let's find the area for both of our triangles. We can label our red triangle A and our blue triangle B. So here I'm going to have the area of A, which is our triangle, and again I'm going to use the same formula that we used up top, which was 1/2 times base times height. So for A, I know I'm going to have 1/2 times the base, and our base here is 2. So we have 1, 2, times our height, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we have 1/2 times 2 times 5. To solve for this, I can say, all right, what is 1 times 2 times 5? And that's going to give me 10. And then 2 times 1 times 1 is going to give me 2. 10 divided by 2 is going to give me 5, so I'm getting 5 square units. All right, and then for our area for triangle B, because we're still using a triangle, we're going to use the same formula that we used for A. So I'm going to have 1/2 times B times H. So again, I'm still multiplying everything by 1/2. And then for B, my base is 1. So I'm going to go ahead and write 1 times the height, which is 5, equals, then let's go ahead and multiply all of this. I have 1 times 1 times 5, which is going to give me 5. And then 2 times 1 times 1, which is going to give me 2. So now I have the answer of 2/5. And if we want to write this as a mixed number, we know that it's going to be 2 and 1/2 square units. Now we have all of our values here, so we can go ahead and add them. So I have 10 plus 5 plus 2.5. And when we convert 1/2 into a decimal, it is going to give us 2.5. You can add those up on a calculator, and our total answer is going to be 17.5 square units. All right, well, that concludes our lesson for today. I will see you in class.